10:09 on News Talk 550 KTSA San Antonio. It's Friday. It's our 4th annual Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving Dinner Radiothon. It's a very special gang of 4 to kick off the midday portion of the Radiothon. Jack Riccardi here. We have a star-studded gang of 4 today. I'm going to have to probably accept the fact that I cannot be the best-looking guy in the studio this hour. It's hard. I know this is difficult to believe, but I'm going to have to settle for it. Albert Flores is here from News 4 San Antonio. And Albert, I know that you're normally working during this time, so thank you so much for being here.
Happy to do it. As a matter of fact, we're on our living show on Channel 4 simultaneously.
How about that?
Isn't that interesting?
Yes, it is interesting.
I got a call from your producer, and I said, let me work that out, and I think we worked it out.
Glad I washed my face this week.
Yeah, me too.
You know, you've been here forever. You know that there's a lot of people in town that know about the Jimenez dinner.
Right.
There's always people moving here who have not heard about it or can't even quite believe when they do hear about it that it's that big.
It's huge. It's huge. And I knew Raul Jimenez back in the day when they first started this. I'm that old, I'll reveal that. And, you know, the man was a very giving person, you know, felt very grateful for what he had, and always wanted to kind of, he did pay it forward before it was cool.
There you go. Phone number to pay it forward today is 654-5151. You can make a donation right now. We have some beautiful volunteers out there answering the phones.
Yep.
I want to hear it busy. I want to hear that phone ringing. 654-5151. Ken's Fives. Joe Reinagel is back with us in Gang of 4.
Hey, Jack.
Good morning.
It's good to be back.
It's good to have you back as well. And again, another guy, you've been in San Antonio forever, and I'm sure at one point or another you've covered this dinner and seen what happens, and you know, there's no substitute really for being there. If folks have ever been down at the event, we can't do it justice with words.
No.
And it's amazing just to see how appreciative the folks are down there as well to get the meal. And, you know, it's just part of San Antonio. It's a tradition of San Antonio. And it's just one of those things that you the Riverwalk, the Alamo, the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner. So
but you know, those other things will always be there.
Absolutely.
This can only exist from year to year if we raise enough money
so call
to
in.
make it happen.
Yeah.
Those other things are there. They'll always be there. This lives on a year-by-year basis. 654-5151 to make a donation right now. Any amount will do. We have with us today on Gang of 4. I'm gonna embarrass her now.
I can feel it coming.
We have, I believe, the most beautiful woman on San Antonio television news. Do you agree, Joe?
Absolutely.
I mean,
Sure.
Albert,
Yes.
you know, come on.
Very good looking.
The listeners can hear me, feel me blushing.
She can hear her blushing if you turn up your radio.
It's that loud.
Milaka Lincoln. Am I saying it right?
Mileka.
Mileka.
Yes.
I'm trying.
I know, you're doing a fabulous job.
An hour ago I was calling her Abraham, so we've made a lot of progress.
She made a lot of progress. You're
From
absolutely right.
Fox San Antonio. I'll tell you what, I have watched you since you got here. I just love what you do.
Thank
I
you.
root for Michael Valdez to take nights off. I think he should spend more time with his family.
I think you need to root less.
Oh, are you working too hard?
I'm working a lot lately.
Well,
No.
I noticed that.
Yes, it's wonderful though. I was a newcomer here 4 years ago, and my time, my opportunities at the station have been just so wonderful. And one of the first things I ever covered live for the morning show, I was filling in for our very own Sylvia Rincon. She was out Thanksgiving morning, and I showed up at the convention center, and sure enough, I was there for the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner.
Did you have any idea what you were getting into?
Zero idea. Zero idea. The producers told me, Mileka, we want you to go live. We want you to talk to, you know, some of the volunteers, some of the kitchen staff, some of the people who are out there, because literally people are lined up and waiting at 8 a.m. standing at the convention center doors, even though the doors typically don't open till about 10, and they have that wonderful non-denominational worship, and then everyone gathers and there's live music, and it's such a congregation of San Antonio, and not to make this a religious thing at all, but just it's such a beautiful thing. And so I show up and all of these people are lined up. There are 4,000 volunteers inside. It's like an army, and they're just waiting to start serving plates, to start picking up after people, even just to seat someone and be like a generous host. It was amazing. And so since then, I've had the pleasure of having Patricia Jimenez, Raul's daughter, on our show, focus on South Texas every year, and it's just such a pleasure. When we talk about the amount of food and how long it takes them to cook and prepare for this, it just gives you an idea of how important the donations are that help keep this funded. So.
And you know, we don't have to tell you that with all nonprofits, you know, everywhere, there's less big money than there's ever been. So more and more, the $5 donation, the $10 donation is going to make a huge difference. We always explain to you that, for example, $5 will feed 2 senior citizens at this dinner. That will pull
amazing.
2 more chairs up to the table. So 654-5151. So if you are a fan of Fox San Antonio, if you're a fan of the sports at night on Ken's 5, if Albert Flores has ever prevented you from you know, getting caught in the rain, then call right now. Rain, what is that?
Exactly. It ain't going to happen this weekend.
We want to get caught in the rain. 654-5151. They're with us today on Gang of 4, and they all want their fans and their viewers and their Facebook friends to make the call and make a donation. Do it now. Don't put it off till later, because you'll think you're going to get to it. It's Friday, and you'll forget. You'll get busy, and then we'll have to come to your house tonight.
All of us.
After you've gone to bed. So we don't want to do that. 654-5151. All right. So yeah, there's no prospect of any rain, you're saying?
No, this is going to be, I think, one of the prettiest weekends we've had in a long, long time. I mean, it's nice and cool and dry. We're going to drop into 50s like we were this morning, you know, 70s and 80s in the afternoon. To me, fall is just the best time of year. It's absolutely gorgeous. And
it drops down into the upper 80s. It's real dramatic.
Yeah, well, you know,
you can tell people who've been living in San Antonio for a while.
It just seemed like a couple of months ago, we were just marching at 105 every day.
Oh,
I mean, I wouldn't go out in public, because people would be like, what's going on? You know, people get a little upset.
It's funny, too. The minute it goes below 90, people start wearing hoodies and
That's
sweaters.
right.
Just because we have them, we think, this is as close as it's going to be. I might as well wear it now.
Well, yes, when you've acclimated to 115-degree weather, 90 is a 15-degree believe me, I'm one of those.
And you're from Hawaii originally,
Yes.
right?
Oh, wow.
Now, you were born there?
Born and raised. Left
And-
Kansas for the first time at 16.
Lady, what are you
Wow.
doing here?
Yeah.
Why do people leave Hawaii?
Exactly.
We want to know.
To follow the job, to have the opportunity to go home and be great at home, and get all your willies out, not in front of your hundreds of family members. And
You went to
Yeah.
USC.
I did.
Are you a college football fan?
Huge.
What do you think?
Where would you like me to begin?
How
How long is this show?
We've got all day.
I can talk Trojans and Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner like nobody's
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. Well, you know, I have very mixed feelings, because, you know, I don't really like seeing Mark Sanchez play for my arch nemesis, the New York Jets. I'm a Patriots fan, so
Okay.
I have some mixed feelings. On the other hand, you guys are the quarterback factory, right?
That's a wonderful way of putting it. I've never thought of it that way. But
Am I right, Joe? I
but
mean, that's
yes.
just, you know.
Yeah,
like-
it's been that way. You know, it used to be running back university, and now,
Right.
now it's quarterback university. So,
Yeah.
but hey, you know, Sanchez is doing all right. He's,
I
you
know he is. That's why I'm
they
disappointed.
can't beat the Patriots anyway, so it
Thank
doesn't
you.
matter.
As long as they don't, he can do fine.
Can Tony Romo beat the Patriots this week?
What do you think about it?
I think it's going to be a good game, better than a lot of people think. And you know, I'm not a Cowboy homer, but I think it's going to be a good game.
I kind of feel, I'm worried as a Patriots fan, because I kind of think they're due for a big, like, you know, kind of breakout.
Blowout?
Yeah.
And just our luck that we would have to play them when they're going to have that big breakout. But yeah, it depends which guy shows up, right? There's like 2 or 3 Tony Romos.
First half or second half, Tony.
Exactly.
That's the one, right?
Yeah. But all right, so you went to USC. Now, what did you major in?
I majored in broadcast journalism and
Wow, somebody working in journalism who majored in journalism.
Yeah.
and communication law.
Oh,
Because
wow.
I
Very
thought that
smart.
I really want to be a court reporter.
So you would like to name the person who has the job you would like to have.
You know, Ashley Banfield's probably doing it now
Okay.
more so than ever before.
You don't want to be like on one of those, you know, Judge Judy shows where you're the sidewalk reporter.
Right.
No.
Gosh, I hope it doesn't come to
Let's
that.
hope it doesn't.
Like,
We won't let it come to
but
that.
I love this job so much, I pretty much would do anything.
Yeah.
quite
And
honestly.
you're in a
And
position
I
right
think
now
I
where
have.
they send you into everything. They send you to cover everything, you do everything. If they want traffic, you do traffic. You do it all, right?
I really enjoy it. Yeah, you know, I just it's funny. I don't want to speak for you guys, but when you find a career that marriages everything that you just sort of naturally would be so happy to do, and you pay someone to let you do it,
Right.
and it's actually called a career,
Right.
Huge
Yeah.
bonus.
Now, did you
Amazing.
guys start that way, Joe? Did you have to do like various different things when you first got started, or did you always do sports?
Not in TV, but in
That
radio.
you can talk about.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Exactly. Only the things you can talk about.
When I was here at KTSA, I did everything.
Yeah.
I did traffic, I
Yeah.
did news, I did sports, I did everything. So
That's when I first met him.
yeah.
We were at the FM, on the FM
that's
side.
right.
That's right.
I did morning show. That was fun and
Yeah.
interesting. This place was a lot of fun back in the '90s, Jack.
You saying it's not fun now, Joe?
Well, I don't
It
know
sounds
how
like
it
that's
is,
what he's
but
saying.
yeah.
It is. I took that very personally.
I hate to hang you out to dry.
I felt like we were having fun now.
Well, I'm having a blast. It was a different kind of fun.
You missed the fun, Jack. It was
Yeah.
before you got here.
You should've
Stopped
got here
when
a lot
you got
earlier.
here,
Fun
Jack.
ended when you arrived.
And Albert, what about you? Did you now? Obviously, to be a meteorologist is a special skill set and background. But do you when you get into the business, do you say, hey, whatever it takes, or?
Well, I also have a degree actually in broadcast journalism
Wow.
from UT Austin.
Wow, we get a lot of them in this room.
And yeah, and then I got a scholarship from Ken's 5, and so I started at Ken's 5 at the age of 17 as a shooter, as a photographer, and I'd go out and shoot overnight news and all the wrecks and fires and shootings and all that stuff, but learned real quickly that there were a lot of people in the newsroom that wanted to be anchors, that wanted to be news anchors. Nobody wanted to do weather. Because they had no idea how to do weather.
Oh, okay.
So it was a specialty area. So I went back and received my meteorology training and got all that certification so that I could kind of focus and find an area within news that I didn't have a lot of competition with, quite honestly.
It's a shame that didn't work out for you.
I know. You know what?
But it was a
I got,
good try.
I got one more class, man, and then I'll get the
He needs 2 more credits. All right, 654-5151 is the number. We need those phones to ring. We need those donations to come in. I think we should be honest and say we're a little bit behind where we were at this point last year. So if you
can make it
are
up.
thinking
We're gonna
about
rally.
it,
We're gonna do this.
okay,
Yeah.
we're going to rally. We're going to come from behind. But if you're thinking about it, and you're saying, well, maybe I will, maybe that'll get you off the fence. We need your help more this year than ever. And I think it's probably safe to say that there's going to be more people out there
Yes.
who will need this dinner
sad but true.
than ever before. We should mention, too, it's not just seniors. It's people that are homeless. It's people that are maybe have had a falling out with their family. You know, we take for granted, most of us, that we have plans for Thanksgiving. Many of us maybe already know where we will be or who we'll be with or who's coming to our house. But there are a whole lot, but there are a whole lot of people. There are a whole lot of people who don't. And rather than have them be alone, the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner gives them the chance to be with other people. And when you arrive at the dinner, you are a guest. You've all described this.
Yes.
And you were saying, too, you know, that it's from the time people arrive and get in line and come through the door, they're escorted to a table,
Yes.
right? They don't just get in line with a tray.
No, there's literally someone who welcomes you. It is
Yeah.
like being invited to a family Thanksgiving dinner. Just think of it on the scale of 20,000 people have also joined your family for dinner. It's so impressive.
And you
It's
have
really-
a placemat that's been decorated by a student from one of the
Yes.
local schools, and people bring you what you need and make sure you have it if you want seconds of something.
Yes, people are coming around.
They don't do that at my
pumpkin
house.
pie,
No.
whipped cream.
You gotta help
Yes.
yourself, right?
Six,
Keeping in
five, four.
mind
Yes.
as well, though, that it's not just the 20,000 people who come, but there are hundreds, and I think the numbers now may be close to about 4,000 of meals that are served through
That's
Meals
right.
on Wheels as well, to the homebound senior citizens who can't even make it to the convention center.
And that's
So-
impressive. I didn't know that they were
Hugely.
doing that, and
Isn't it?
that's really impressive. That's great.
So a lot of volunteers needed, and your dollars are needed. 654-5151. All right, on our star-studded Gang of Four today, Milaka,
Mileka. We're
Lincoln.
there.
I'm getting closer.
So close.
I feel
So
terrible because I love you, and I can't believe I can't say your name. This is ridiculous.
You're just nervous. Nervous.
If I didn't care about her, I'd be rolling right off my tongue. See, Joe Reinagel. See how that came out?
Oh.
Exactly. See that?
We all care
Yeah.
about
I have no
Joe.
feelings. Albert Flores from News 4. We're back on this special edition Radiothon Gang of Four on 550 KTSA. .550 KTSA Border Media Radiothon for the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner. We are about to update the tote board, so here we go with a new total. $28,920. 20. We are just getting started. Patricia Jimenez is in here with our special star-studded gang of 4, and Patricia is. Now you got to tell me, are we doing a great job describing this or what?
Yes, you are doing a fantastic
Would you
job.
hire these people?
Oh yes, absolutely I would. And every word they're saying is very true. Everybody has a story.
Right.
And there are a lot of lonely people out there that are on fixed incomes that don't have a place to go. But when they go there, it's a time to give thanks, and they feel very grateful. And also it gives them hope. And a lot of people come back to pay it forward. I have a true story where one of our committee members, he ended up breaking away from his wife. She cleaned out the bank account, so he was living out of his car during Thanksgiving. Well, he said, well, I'm going to come volunteer. And he said through that hard time, he was able to feel like, you know, there was hope for him to get back on his feet. And then once he got back on his feet, he was very compelled and moved by what the event had done for him, and now he's one of our committee members and helps in a lot of big ways. And of course we have senior citizens who are alone, that don't have family, that join us. There's all kinds of stories. We have homeless people, veterans that are on fixed incomes. I actually got to meet a veteran who has been going since 1986, and he says he wouldn't miss it for the world, and he's very grateful for that opportunity.
And Malika Lincoln, you were saying that you even noticed there's a lot of very young families, you know, maybe teenage couples with a baby, and who knows what the situation is given their families. Maybe there's some estrangement, or they've moved.
Right,
and,
absolutely. You know, the wonderful thing about what Patricia's father did is when he founded this dinner, it was really meant to help make sure that senior citizens, those who have done so much in service to our country and to our families, who've lived such wonderful long lives, that someone was taking care of them. And now what it has grown into is something so much bigger and really even more beautiful than that. You have 2-year-olds there with their young parents. You have, it's just such a, it's really a beautiful snapshot of what our community is. And it may surprise people to see who the families are that have been coming, especially in recent years. Families who might otherwise have been able to afford a Thanksgiving dinner now are not affording Monday night dinner or Tuesday night dinner. And so without this, they may not have that holiday moment.
Right.
It's really wonderful.
So we need you to call 654-5151 now while you're thinking of it. Once you've made the call and made the donation, you will feel great, you'll be done, and we will appreciate it. And you were mentioning too, Patricia, we should mention this, a lot of testimonials and stories like this on our website, ktsa.com, keyword thanks. We have a challenge.
Yes.
We're very excited about this. Listen to this. O'Haver Plumbing in San Antonio making a $1,000 to make a donation. You had a great turn of a phrase.
We'd like them to drain their bank accounts.
Drain your bank account. There you go.
Party hard.
So come on, plumbers. We've got a million plumbing jokes. If
Yeah,
you
we had a
don't,
few others.
if you don't want to hear them,
Phone lines.
you need to go. Oh, clog up the
Clog up
phone
our
line.
Hey.
I like
I could go all
that.
morning.
She's here all
I
week.
don't even know plumbers.
Tip your waitress. All right. So thank you, O'Haver Plumbing and Sharon O'Haver, a $1,000 donation. We also had a challenge from earlier this morning. Wells Fargo was here answering phones. They had the early shift.
They were
right?
here right at 4:30 in the morning. That's the hardest
Wow.
shift to fill.
Wow.
And they did an outstanding job. The corporation itself donated $2,500, and now the employees are issuing challenges out to other employees.
Okay, so this is all Wells Fargo supervisors challenged. A $50 donation from Elizabeth Ramirez from San Antonio, challenging other Wells Fargo supervisors. Any bank jokes, Malika? Or what do you
Now I feel I'm on the spot.
She's
but
turning
I will
to the
tell
bank
you
joke
that
page
there
in her
is,
book.
yes, there is nothing like a friendly competition that ends with not only you kicking everyone's butt, but doing it for such a great cause.
Which TV station has the most generous viewers?
Wow.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's
I
a good question.
I tell you what I'm going to do. Whoever first donates $500, we'll have them live on my morning show and then take them out to breakfast.
You'll put them on there.
Out here.
You are pimping running the morning show.
They don't know it yet, but
Yeah.
yes.
All right, I like
that.
that. And you'll take them out to
That's
breakfast and like
breakfast.
sit down at a breakfast.
Yeah, sit down
This
at a
isn't
breakfast
okay.
afterwards.
Magnolia pancake house.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm
Boy,
just saying.
There you go.
All right, all right,
500.
Joe.
I
What do
might
you
come up with $500.
what do you
Wow.
think, Joe? What can we say about the Ken's Five?
Well, you know, I don't have a
viewing
morning
audience?
show at my disposal, but we could come up with something. I mean, you know,
He's on the spot.
Joe will mention your name
absolutely, I can do that.
in some way.
In
Yes.
some way, form, or fashion, I will do that. And yeah, come into the studio and watch a show, and
Yeah.
you know,
And go
just
to
hang out
Sonic.
with us for a little bit. Yeah, Sonic.
Any place on Fredericksburg Road you want
Hey,
to.
there's some good places. Yeah.
All right, and what about the Fox audience?
Well, Patricia has been a wonderful and amazing guest on our Community Affairs Public Relations show, which is every weekend. It's called Focus on South Texas, which I'm now hosting. And whoever is the first to donate $1,000 this morning, one time, one shot, it doesn't matter if you have to call all your family members and they all have to chip in.
Right.
You can bring whoever you like onto Focus on South Texas and join Patricia and I while we
Whoa.
talk about the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner.
Nice.
Wow, thank you.
Nice.
That is
All
very
right.
nice.
So if you're fans of these San Antonio TV stars, they're putting it all on the line.
Yes.
I mean, this is as much as you're ever going to get. So make the call now, 654-5151, and tell us which one of them you are responding to, which offer you're responding to, and make sure we know as soon as we get one of
Oh,
these.
yes, we'll keep you posted. But I thought it was something else.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they could just call in their contribution, even if it's not what they're requesting,
Absolutely.
and vote for
Absolutely.
their favorite.
$5,
Yes,
$10.
yes.
Let's pit these giant
Oh,
egos
my
against one
goodness.
another. I won't be happy unless Albert and Joe leave in a sniff. So that's what we want.
And
want
we go way
feelings
back,
hurt,
though, way
egos bruised.
We do.
All right, 654-5151. We'll get another update shortly, Patricia. Thank you. All right, want to mention this too as we go along here on News Talk 550 KTSA. You're making these donations. You can also go to our website, ktsa.com, make the donation, find out more about this effort. If you're just kind of hearing this in bits and pieces and you'd like to know more about how it works and where your money goes, all of the money goes to this dinner. There are no administrative costs. Nobody's
No,
taking
none.
a salary. So maybe you're a little bit, as I think we've all become a little bit cynical about nonprofits and charities.
apprehensive.
And, you know, is the money really for that? In this case, you can be absolutely sure that it is. Let's welcome now to the program a member of San Antonio City Council, District 6 City Councilman Ray Lopez is on our 550 KTSA Newsmaker line. Councilman, good morning to you. Welcome to the Radiothon.
Yes. I won't take a whole lot of your time because I want to leave the lines open.
That's why I've been with Rob for
and then
21 years.
the
We're
pledge,
married.
and the bigger the better.
Some people might be calling to vote for their favorite person on the air.
Ray Lopez, the City Councilman, $2,500.
Yes, that's incredible. Councilman Lopez has been a great supporter. I think since he's been in office, he's donated to each of the radiothons, so we thank him very much.
Should we do a tote board update?
Yes, we should.
All right,
All right,
Don, let's roll the
New
tote board.
totals already?
New total,
Hey.
reflecting the last few minutes alone. Are you ready?
Yeah.
31,870. And we're still just getting started. There's more of our special gang of four, more of the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving Dinner Radiothon on News Talk 550 KTSA.
Mecca.
Me
We
Mecca.
are walking into this.
Oh.
It is going to happen before this morning ends.
Can we just have like classes, you and I, next week?
Wait a minute.
All right, I'm telling you, I've never had this much trouble. What am I doing wrong? I'm looking at it and I'm wanting it to be another way.
Yeah, I think that the spelling is a little perhaps confusing because
Give me a phonetic spelling. I'm
it
gonna write
is
it out.
Native Hawaiian, so it can kind of.
It's a Hawaiian name.
Does it mean something?
It does. No pressure from my parents. It means to give life.
Could we just say that? Could I just say to give
Every
life,
time.
Lincoln?
Yeah.
Every time?
To give life, Lincoln. No
All right.
pressure.
From Fox San Antonio, to give life, Lincoln.
Rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
A lot easier than the name. Joe Reinagel from Ken's 5, Albert Flores from News 4 WOAI. On our 550 KTS phone lines now, we were just talking to City Councilman Ray Lopez. He made some remarks about how there are some members of City Council who were just, barely alive, not even born yet when the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner started. District 1 City Councilman Diego Bernal has called in.
All right.
Diego Bernal, did you hear what Ray Lopez was saying? He was speaking of the callow youth of City Council.
I turned 35 next week. I hope that counts for something.
You were 3 when this got started.
Right.
How about that? Diego Bernal. You may have only been there 4 months, but you definitely have the hang of it, sir. Thanks for the time today. All right. How about that?
Very impressive. And he's absolutely right. You could just give up your morning coffee today.
Yeah.
Or tomorrow.
Yeah.
And those $5 you said will feed 2 people.
$5 will feed
dinner.
2 people.
That's
Absolutely. Pull up 2 more chairs to the table. Gary Mulholland, who owns Climate Magic Heating and Air Conditioning, gave $100.
All right, Gary.
And Gary's a Marine, so needless to say,
Thank you for your service, Gary.
thank him for his service, and he says it's the right thing to do. Mike Corman from 4M Auto Supply, $250.
Beautiful.
Excellent, thank you.
And Mike says a nice thing. He says, my kids are always helping out, and now I want to. So here's a father inspired by his kids. John Bibb from Steamers Carpet Care, Steamers Carpet Care in Selma, $200.
All right.
And encouraging other carpet cleaning companies to match. Do you have a pun for that?
Clean out that bank account.
Clean out your bank account, vacuum up some dollars.
Roll some donations.
I should just leave.
We got
Let
a
her take
future in
over.
She
advertising.
could work for Letterman, you know
Tell
that?
you what, Jimmy Dunn from JD Construction, $200.
Nice.
Also
All right,
offering
nice.
a match.
There you
Let's build on his.
Shall we?
generosity.
Let's
Oh, my
hammer this
goodness.
message home.
Oh boy!
Wow.
And one of our
are we
sales
doing here,
guys,
Albert?
one of our account executives, John Greenberg. One of our salesmen, John Greenberg, and let me tell you, our salesmen have no money. They live in tents behind
They
the
do
radio
this
station.
for fun, yes.
$50 donation.
Nice.
That's a lot of money. John, thank you very much. So thank you to all of those and many, many more. 654-5151 to make a donation.
Got another one.
And I think we're going to do a tote board update because we've
Here
just
we
been,
go.
ringing the
Rocking
cash
and
register.
rolling.
Are we ready for this? Are you ready? Are you sitting down?
Yes.
36,000. Back over here for a minute. Now, I don't want to put you on the spot, but you have a rough idea of where we should be based on last year's pace. Are we catching up?
Yes, I think we are, especially with some of these wonderful surprises. But we must not discount the $10 and $20
Yes,
donations.
those too.
Yes, because those are the ones that are going to help us get to our goal at the end of the night, because it takes everybody's support.
Right.
And more than ever now, with some corporate scalebacks, we are relying on the community at large to assist us in bringing a special day to the homeless, the needy, and senior citizens who would otherwise do without. So please call the number 654-5151.
Patricia, do we
yes.
have a goal? Do we have like a goal that we're shooting for? I haven't heard that number.
Well, we didn't want to put out a number because
Oh.
we're just so grateful. But as we get closer to the end of the night, we will start to, if we see that we're falling behind, we will start to push that. But for
See,
now,
she's nice now.
yes.
But later on tonight,
Gonna beat you
the
up.
harder side of Patricia Jimenez comes out.
Oh, yes.
But we're doing good.
We're doing fantastic, and a special thank you to Councilman Bernal for that wonderful, unexpected
that?
donation.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right, and again, we should mention any amount will do. $5 makes
Yes.
a difference, and we should also mention that many of the ones we just read are match challenges.
Yes.
So hopefully there will be more money coming in on top of those and because of those. So we've heard now from the construction trades, plumbing,
Carpet
carpet cleaning, If
Wells
you want to,
Fargo.
Wells Fargo banking. If you want to make a challenge, when you make your donation, just make sure you tell the person who takes your call that you're challenging either people in your trade, people in your part of town, people on your street, people that went to your school. If you want to do a high school challenge, I mean, Joe Reinagel, imagine what we could do if we start getting the high schools
Everybody
pitted against one another.
Yeah.
I think once in a while on Friday nights they have like a little bit of they play a little.
They play a little something.
Yeah.
Football. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot
It's
of
no
folks
big
out
deal.
there. You know,
You know.
it's like pass a helmet at the football games tonight. That'd be nice. Somebody's throwing a few bucks. And,
But it'd be nice to show off, that maybe your school a little more generous.
yeah, I was at Alamo Heights this morning before I came over here, so I challenged Alamo Heights to step up.
There you go.
They don't have any money at Alamo.
And you know what? If our listeners would like to share this information on Facebook, you'd be surprised
Yeah.
how many calls we
Yeah.
could get just from people sharing their information.
Yeah, grab our the URL for our special Raul Jimenez page on ktsa.com. Just grab that, paste it on Facebook, put it up on any site you have, put it on your blog, and let everybody know. I want to say a big thank you because we're going to have to turn them loose to Albert Flores,
Thank
Joe
you.
Reinagel, and Milanka Lincoln.
Yay!
Yay!
I should just go home right now.
Yeah.
It's sad when my pronouncing her name right draws as much applause as a $4,000 donation. In a way,
It took a while to get there.
it was more unexpected than the $4,000 donation. Look, it's been great. Will you come back and do Gang of Four
I'd
with us
love
again?
to,
You told us
yes.
you're off on Fridays.
Yes.
You should never have
That
revealed
was a
that
mistake.
information.
Oh, and by the way, happy anniversary.
Happy
Yes,
anniversary.
today is the 15th anniversary of Gang of Four. 15
All
years
right.
on the air of Gang of Four. So, thank you all for being here and getting us off to a good start in the midday portion of our Radiothon, and more Radiothon coming up. Don't forget the number 654-5151.